What's up, guys? It's going over back with another video, and today's video, guys, is going to be my Premier League 18-19 season review. Now, I did this last year and I'm going to do it again this year. The Premier League 18-19 season has ended, and it is probably one of, if not the best season since the Premier League or Sky took over and renamed it Premier League in 1992. And there's a big reason for that. One of the reasons is that we were treated to one of the best, if not the best, title race since probably the 2011-12 season, when Aguero scored in the last seconds of the season to win Man City the title over their rivals Manchester United. With for pretty much the whole season, Manchester City and Liverpool going for the title, but Man City just managed to edge it at the end on the final day. But both teams were exceptional and just kept on winning, and it wasn't just at the top, it was also at the bottom. The relegation battle was, the first two teams, which are Huddersfield and Fulham, they weren't really they didn't do much. However, towards the end of the season, it was really between Brighton and Cardiff on who was going to stay up, and Brighton managed to edge it over the South Wales club. And I'm going to get into my it's kind of similar to the Arsenal awards video I did, but kind of for the whole Premier League season. So let's get right into that. So guys, the first kind of category I'm doing is the best player of the season. Now, in real life, this was given to the Liverpool defender Virgil van Dijk, and for good reason. He was one of the main reasons Liverpool just missed out on the league in second place on 1 point, and also helped them lift the Champions League as well over Tottenham Hotspur. But however, I'm going to give this one to Man City forward Raheem Sterling, and I think this is mainly down to the fact that Man City did win the league, and he was a massive contributor to that, scoring 17 goals and getting 10 assists in the Premier League in 34 appearances. And he's just gone from strength to strength every season, especially under Guardiola the last 2 years. He was really good last year, but this year he's gone to another level, really leading the line for City along with Sergio Aguero. And I'm fine with Virgil van Dijk winning it. I don't think that was a bad decision by any means. However, I feel like Sterling probably could have won it other than the Young Player of the Award, just because City did win the league. However, I think if Liverpool had won it, maybe Virgil van Dijk probably, he should have done it, kind of. But I'm going to give it to Sterling. And guys, so my best player is going to be, my best player for the 89 season is Raheem Sterling. However, Virgil van Dijk probably does deserve it as well. And guys, moving on to the best young player. Now, in real life, this one was given to Raheem Sterling. Kind of controversially, considering the fact he is 24 years old. However, I'm going to give this one to Trent Alexander-Arnold of Liverpool. Now, the reason I've done this is because I think he's only, 19 years old? And he's contributed 1 goal and 12 assists in the Premier League. And that is fantastic for a player of his age. And he's probably the closest thing England have had since, David Beckham, in terms of, crossing the ball and how good he is at it. A good example of that was his corner against Barcelona in the Champions League, although this wasn't in the Premier League. But the awareness to know that the Barcelona players were not switched on and could just take it quickly, and it was a great finish by Origi for it as well. So there was quite a few candidates to this. Lucas Torreira probably was one as well from Arsenal, obviously, but I'm going to give it to Arnold just because of how many assists he's got, and for a player of his age, that is incredible. So guys, Alexander-Arnold takes this award from me. And guys, moving on to the third one, which is going to be the most overperforming team. Now, this is the one which a team that kind of punched above their weight and did better than what most people expected them to. Last season, I gave this one to Burnley, finished 7th in qualifying for Europa League. And I'm going to it's very similar. It's also going to a team that finished 7th in Wolverhampton Wanderers. I expect them to have a good season, probably around mid-table, but I didn't expect them to do this good. Raul Jimenez and Diego Jota, or Jota, however you pronounce it, those two are exceptional up front for the Midland side, and also their defence was quality as well. Guys like Conor Cody playing almost every minute of the season. Willy Boly as well was just a rock at the back, and Matt Doherty on the right wing back, who I'll actually get to later. He does feature later on in the video. And they just had such a strong side, and Nuno Espirito Santo deserves so much credit for, yes, they do have a bit dodgy background of how they're acquiring all these Portuguese talents, but I think Nuno does deserve some credit as well, because he has shown that he can work wonders with a side like that, and I fully expect him to be captured by a bigger club in the future. And fair play to Wolves, as a lot of people, myself included, expected them to have a good season. I feel like they did better than most people, including myself, thought they were going to do. So guys, my most overperforming team for the season is Wolverhampton Wanderers. Now guys, moving on to the opposite, it's going to be the most underperforming team. This is the team which did a lot worse than most people expected to, and I'm going to give it to Fulham. They spent over £100 million in the summer transfer window, bringing such really good talent such as Jean-Marcel Seri, who, like Doherty, does feature on later on in this video. However, for some reason it just didn't seem to gel for them. They finished in a very disappointing 19th place and conceded, I think it was like 81 goals. They had a shocking defence. And one of the only shining lights was Arsenal only Callum Chambers, who played most of the season in defensive midfield for them. I'm kind of hoping he gets a chance for us next season at Arsenal, because I feel like he could be quite important to us. But yeah, it was a horrible season for them. They went through 3 managers, and they only really started playing well when they were confirmed relegation with Scott Parker in charge. But I was really disappointed by Fulham, but we'll see how they do in the Championship next year. So guys, my most underperforming team is Fulham. Now guys, this is going to be the biggest surprise player, the player which people didn't really expect them to do as well as they did. And I'm going to give this one to, maybe a surprise, but I'm going to give it to Matt Doherty of Wolves. I wasn't really the best knowledge about him. I'd seen him play a few times for Wolves, but not much. But he has been brilliant for them, notching 4 goals and getting 5 assists. And he was probably one of the main attacking threats, despite being a right wing back. He was brilliant at getting forward and getting crosses in, kind of like Trent Alexander-Arnold, actually, but obviously older and maybe slightly more attacking. And yeah, he was brilliant for Wolves, going down that right flank. And if it wasn't for Bellerin, or Arsenal having Bellerin, I wouldn't mind us actually having Doherty. But obviously we do have Bellerin and Maitland-Niles, who both similar players. But yeah, he was brilliant for Wolves this season, and we'll see how he does next season. So guys, my biggest surprise player of the season in the Premier League is going to be Matt Doherty. Now guys, moving on to the opposite, my most underperforming player. Now this might be, maybe I'm being a bit too harsh on this one, but I'm going to give it to Gonzalo Higuain, signed for Chelsea in the January transfer window with a big reputation as being one of the deadliest finishers in Europe. However, it didn't really just seem to click for him in English football, only getting 5 goals and 14 appearances in the league. And I mean, maybe, like I said, maybe I am being a bit too harsh, but I think I did expect a bit more from a striker of his pedigree. And I mean, 5 goals in 14 games, it's not great, is it? So Higuain is going to be my biggest underperforming player for the season in the 18-19. Maybe I'm being a bit harsh, but I'm going to put him in this category. Now guys, moving on to the next one. It's going to be the best manager, and I'm going to give this to Jurgen Klopp from Liverpool. This was quite a few suggestions for this. Nuno Espirito Santo from Wolves and Pep Guardiola from City were people I was looking at, but I decided to give it to Klopp just because of what a job he's done at Liverpool. In his first season, he finished 8th. However, since then, they've gone from strength to strength, signing some quality players and selling smartly as well. Mo Salah and Sadio Mane were fantastic for them once again. And I think Salah kind of proved me wrong. I did expect him to maybe be a bit of a one-season wonder, but was not that at all. Not so many goals, and was one of the big reasons why Liverpool just missed out on that Premier League trophy, but did win the Champions League. And Klopp showed what a great manager he can be. And I was quite happy that for him when Liverpool won it. Obviously, being an Arsenal fan, I didn't want Spurs to win, and I was really happy when Liverpool won. And I think Klopp definitely deserves to be the manager of the season. I'm pretty sure they did give it to Guardiola, but I'm giving it to Klopp in this video, guys. My best manager is Jurgen Klopp. And guys, going on to the opposite, is going to be worst manager. I'm going to give this one to Claudio Ranieri. He worked miracles with Leicester City in the 15-16 season, getting them the most unlikeliest of league title wins. However, at Fulham, when he returned to English football, it just didn't work out for him. I think he only notched like 1 or 2 wins in his short run at Fulham, which only lasted a few months. But yeah, he was very disappointing at Fulham. I thought when he was signed by them. I thought maybe he might be the man to get them out of the trouble they were in, but it just wasn't to be. And after a few months, he was replaced by Scott Parker. It's quite sad, that his reputation has kind of been a bit done from that. But hopefully he bounced back with Roma. And guys, my worst manager season is going to be Claudio Ranieri. Moving on, guys, is going to be the best signing. And there was quite a few candidates for this. But I've gone with James Maddison from Leicester. The reason I've done this, he's kind of like the new Mesut Ozil in a way. I'm pretty sure, I may be mistaken, but I'm pretty sure he's created the most chances out of any other Premier League player this season. He also got 7 goals and 7 assists in the league. And he has been such a creative genius for Leicester and being a free kick masterclass as well. So kind of like Mesut Ozil and Dimitri Payet, kind of in one. And there is kind of, when a player comes from the Championship and moves up to the Premier League, it's always a question of how well they're going to do. But Maddison has took this like a duck to water, being absolutely incredible for Leicester and being one of the main reasons. Well, I think they had a pretty good season, especially under Rodgers. So yeah, Maddison is going to be my best signing. However, a lot of players did come close for this one. And guys, going on to the penultimate kind of award is going to be the worst signing. Now, I'm going to give this one to another Fulham entry. They featured a lot in this video, but I'm going to give it to Jean-Michel Seri. Mostly because, kind of like Higuain, I expected a lot from him. Being a high-profile player linked to Barcelona and Arsenal in the summer, he shockingly decided to join Fulham for, I think it was around £30 million. And he just been, maybe it's because he was with really poor players around him, but he just didn't gel for him in English football this season, with only 1 goal and 2 assists. And I won't be surprised if he does leave, because a player of his quality does not deserve to play in the Championship. And guys, yeah, Seri really disappointed me this season, like pretty much the entire Fulham team, maybe apart from Chambers. And guys, Seri takes the worst signing award. Unlucky, mate. And guys, moving on to the last one, it's going to be the goal of the season. Last year I gave it to Bufal's goal. I can't remember who it was against, but it was a great solo goal. But this time I'm going to give it to Townsend versus Man City. The reason I've done this, if you haven't seen the goal, I'll put it in the description. Because to beat a keeper like Ederson's quality, first time on the volley from around 25-30 yards, incredible. And for a player like Townsend, you wouldn't expect to do something like that. It was incredible, and it gave Crystal Palace the most unlikeliest of wins at the Etihad against the champions. And I remember seeing that goal, and it was incredible. Like, Company's goal versus Leicester was good, but for me, Townsend takes this one. And guys, that is going to be the end of the video. If you guys did enjoy it, leave a like, subscribe. I'll see you guys in a future video. Peace out, guys.